Hey y'all, this is Sergeant Dan with Palmetto Edge. I got a Spyderco for you today. Little bitty story about this one, real short, I promise. This is the one that started my knife addiction. I've always liked knives, but for some reason one day I decided, I want to get me a really, really good pocket knife. I did research, I looked around. At the time, I liked the design of the Spydercos. I saw the paramilitary too. I liked the design of it. I saw Benchmades, and I liked the idea of the axis lock. I liked how that worked. Kept looking a little further, doing some research, and I came across this one. This is a Spyderco Manix 2 XL. I sat on it, thought on it for a little while, did a little more research, and decided, yeah, this is the one I'm going to get. And it's been downhill with this addiction ever since then. Because I just started. After that, it was just like one after another, and I can't stop. I have a problem, and I can't stop, y'all. So, yeah, little story about this one. This was my very first knife in the world of. Things more expensive than, heck, I don't even have one up here. Things more expensive than about a $30 Kershaw, okay? So, there we go. So let's get into some size comparisons. This is a big knife, guys, so we'll see what we come up with. Let's compare it to its brother from another mother here. The Spyderco Delica. In case you hadn't seen my review of the, which was it? It was another Spyderco. It was another one of my Spydercos. I don't remember which one it was. One of my previous Spyderco reviews, I refer to two Spydercos as brother from another mother. And the reason being is because I think they got the same daddy. Maybe not necessarily the same mama. They got some obvious genetic similarities, but not all the same genetics. So, yeah. So that was. Well, let's leave that one out here for now. There's your Delica. There's your Benchmade 940 Osborne, and as you can see, this is kind of a long knife, but as you can see, this one's bigger, longer. It's called the XL for a reason. So let me get one more of my kind of bigger knives in here. Let's get this one back out, my Benchmade turret. Man, it's even longer than that one. Cool. So let me try and get things centered on here for y'all. I'm sorry about that, guys. So yeah, there's your sizes. Let's get into some specifications on this thing now. It is a 3.875 inch blade, CPM S30V steel, stainless steel liners. Let's see that. Yeah, they got some holes in them to help with some weight. Stainless steel liners, G10 handle. It has a black coating on it. I don't think Spyderco specifies what kind of coating it is. I don't know if it's that nitride, whatever, titanium nitride, or DLC. It doesn't quite look like DLC. Pretty sure it's not Cerakote, but anyway, whatever. It's got a black coating on the blade. It has something similar to the Benchmade axis lock, but they call this their ball bearing lock, and it has. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can quite get it where you can see it on the video here, but there's just a little bearing ball in there that locks the blade up here behind this plastic. Okay, it's behind the plastic, but it gets a good solid lockup. Okay. Let's see. I talked about blade length. Overall length on this thing is 8.94 inches, so it is a long blade. Drop point, full flat grind, like a lot of Spydercos. I think I already mentioned it, but S30V steel. Yeah, CPMS 30V. Made in Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. So made in USA, which, if you've seen any of my other reviews of USA knives, that's a big plus for me. I don't care what company it is. If it's made in USA, that means that they're assuring that some of my fellow citizens in this wonderful country have jobs. Okay, so USA made's always a plus, big plus. The pocket clip is it is tip up only, but it is right hand or left hand. Let's see. This does not come with it. This was something that my wife picked up at one of our local sporting goods stores after a gun show. The whoever was selling this, I don't know what it's called. I don't know who makes it. I wish I did so I could get a couple more. But it's Kydex. Whoever made these took them to one of our local sporting goods stores and kind of, I don't know exactly if they sold them to them for them to resell them or if they let them sell them there on consignment. But yeah, either way, they were sold for a short period of time at one of our sporting goods stores, and it works like an Emerson Wave where you can keep this in your pocket, and when you pull it out, it deploys the blade. So yeah, that's a pretty cool aftermarket feature I got on this thing. So yeah, let's get into the review. This is a big knife, okay? So don't get this expecting. I mean, this is a big knife, y'all. Now, Spyderco does make the standard Manix, which is significantly smaller than this. I mean, it's not in itself a tiny knife, okay? But it is significantly smaller than this one. For it to be as big as it is, it's actually pretty thin. So, yeah, it's big in your pocket this way, and it's definitely big in it this way. But this way, it's a thin little thing. It's got jimping up here, which it's actually got several spots for jimping on it. It's got the jimping up here on the top. It's got some jimping on the spine. You got jimping here in this first little finger choil, I guess we'll call that there. It's got jimping all along this right here. So when you got this knife, you got it. The G10s, your kind of standard Spyderco G10, which is fairly rough and grippy. So when you got it, you got it. For the size of my hand, it fits perfectly. I can't complain one bit about the fit. My fingers fall where they're intended to. It fills my hand, so it's a good. I feel like I got a good purchase on it, good grip on it. It does have this front finger choil here, so you can choke up on it a little to get in some extra precision work, I guess you could say. Let's see. It has a standard Spyderco pocket clip on it, which serves its purpose. It's strong. It works good. One feature that I absolutely love about this knife that I love, this part of the reason why I bought it, is this ball bearing lock. It works, like I said, it works like a Benchmade axis lock. You pinch it on both sides, pull back, and that's what releases the knife to be deployed or closed, okay? Of course, you can always still do it this way. It's on phosphor bronze washers, but it is smooth. Of course, I've had a lot of break-in, wear-in time with this knife, but man, even when I first got it, it was smooth. It's like butter. There's no hold-ups, no grinding, no nothing. Razor blade sharp knife, okay? Of course, it's from Spyderco, so that's kind of what I've come to expect from them, is just a razor sharp knife. And that has to do with how they do it. I mean, they've got a sharp edge on it, and then they've got this full flat grind backing it up. So, yeah, I mean, it is a sharp knife. It's got a lanyard hole, of course. You see I've got myself a lanyard on it. This knife, 99% of me, 99% of the time is on me when I'm at work. I usually keep it in my right pocket. This one usually stays in my right pocket so that I can get grip on this lanyard, get it snagged on my pocket, deploy it quick, fast, and in a hurry if I need to. I also use this one for EDC tasks. Okay, it's kind of big for an EDC blade. Not saying that it can't be used as one, because I do carry this one sometimes when I'm not at work too. Okay, this one's not quite in my 5 or 6 knife general rotation, but it gets carried when I'm not at work. Let's see. Do I have any complaints about it? One in particular that I have about every Spyderco, okay, or at least every one that I've owned, held, okay, and that's just that Spyderco refuses to put a sharpening choil on their blades. I don't like that. I mean, it doesn't take much. Just stop the sharpening right about there. Give us a choil, Spyderco, okay. So does it keep me from buying the blade? Obviously not, because I bought it. I still have it, and as you can see from the blade, it gets used. Okay, so I don't think I quite have I don't really have any more complaints. Now one thing I will say, the way I hold it, the pocket clip, as you can see right here, the tip of the pocket clip does start to dig in here a little. With prolonged use, probably could cause some issues, but it's one of those deals where I can feel it, but I wouldn't quite call it a hot spot. Apart from that, really no other hot spots on this thing for me. Yeah, it's a pretty solid knife. So yeah, I mean, that's apart from the sharpening choil and maybe this, that's really about the only complaints I have about this knife. If you haven't seen any of my other Spyderco videos, you can see that I usually brag on them. I guess you could say brag. I have very, very few complaints when it comes to Spydercos. And that just comes from, Spyderco's attention to detail. They care about their quality. They care what the customer thinks. So it's hard to say anything bad about a Spyderco. At least any of the ones that I've owned and had my hands on. So let's get into how I like to end my videos, talking about price and all that kind of stuff. So right now on at least on Blade HQ, these are going for $170 in this configuration. Okay, that's another thing too. This one, the Manix 2 XL, comes in a couple of configurations. I think about all that's available right now is, this with either the black or the satin blade. Okay, but if you want to spend a little less money, get a smaller knife, the Manix 2, just the standard Manix 2, they come in all kinds of options, all kinds of color options, handle material options, blade steel options. So there's if you like the design but are kind of want something smaller, because like I said, this is a big knife, okay? Check out the Manix, just the standard Manix 2, not the Manix 2 XL. So anyway, the price, $169 for these right now on Blade HQ, and that sounds about right for what I paid for it initially. That was several years ago, so I don't exactly remember, but I remember thinking I was looking for something under $200 and thinking, wow, $170, that's $30 under what I was looking for, and I love the look of it, so yeah, let's go for it. So am I happy that I bought it? Am I okay with paying that much for it? Absolutely. I mean, you can tell by the blade here. This thing has gotten tons and tons of pocket time, tons and tons of use. Like I said, whenever I'm at work, I work 5 out of 7 days of the week, and 5 out of 7 days of the week, this thing is in my pocket. Okay. It was my first blade into the more expensive world. Like, when I say more expensive, I mean something something more expensive than a $30 Kershaw or something like that, okay? This was my first blade into the more expensive world of knives. This one has a special place in my heart, okay? So at that price point, at $169, would I buy it again if something happened to it that where Spyderco wouldn't replace it? Yeah, it's got some sentimental value for one. I know it wouldn't be the same knife, but yes, I would. Maybe not immediately, because $170 is a lot of money. So I might not would immediately, but yes, this knife would get replaced. And that kind of says a lot for Spyderco. That says a lot for this knife in particular. That it would be a crucial part of my collection and of my setup at work if this knife were missing. So yes, I would absolutely have to replace this one if something were to happen to it. So it's a big knife, but you got your S30V steel, G10 handles, fits good in the hand, smooth action. Doesn't have a sharpening choil. Pocket clip can dig in just a little, but $169. If you want a knife this big and you want a good quality knife, sure, why not? I mean, it's a perfectly good option for you. Like I said, this particular one comes in the black and the satin blades. They also make their Alan Putman. Let's see, a guy named Alan Putman makes scales for these that are this style that's on my Osborne here. They're these milled out G10, comes in all kinds of colors, and I think he has some that's like some honeycomb pattern too. So I mean, you could even get one of these and customize it if you want. There's all kinds of things you could do for one of these. So $169. If you want one this big, you got that much money to drop on one, go right ahead. It's a great knife. There's not a thing serious that I can complain about with it. If you don't want to quite drop that much on it, but you like the design, you like the overall looks of it, but don't have that much money to put on a knife, want something a little smaller, check out the plain Manix too. They come in all kinds of options. Even you can even get these kind of scales for them too, aftermarket. So it's a great knife. It's a popular knife with Spyderco. It kind of went away for not the knife itself, but popularity with it kind of went away for a little while, and now for some reason or another, popularity with the Manix 2 is coming back again. So they're out there. You can get them. Yeah, get you one if you want it. If you like it, you got my approval. You have my consent to buy one. Yeah, that's not quite what I mean, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I've got nothing serious bad that I can say about it other than my standard complaints about Spydercos. And that's really a big nothing burger. It's, oh, they don't have a sharpening choil on it. A big freaking deal. Yeah, I wish they did, but that doesn't keep me from buying them. Y'all, thank y'all for watching this. Thank y'all for listening to me rant sometimes about stuff. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share my videos with your friends. One thing I haven't been mentioning, and I don't know why, I've got an Instagram for the channel now, so look me up on Instagram, and it's at Palmetto Edge. I post pictures of whatever knife I'm carrying that day. If I get a package in, I'll post a picture of it and go, oh boy, look here, here's another one. The fun stuff. So yeah, check out my channel. Check out my other videos that I got on this channel. Check out my Instagram. I've got plenty more videos coming. I've got tons of knives to get to that are already in my collection. And my collection's constantly growing too. So there's constantly knives coming in. So we'll have videos for a long time, y'all. If there's something you want to see me review, let me know. I may already have it. If I do, I'll try and get that video out for you as quick as I can. If it's one I don't have, I'll try and get it and get a video out. But yeah, y'all, thank you. Thank you for how far I've gotten so far, and y'all just help me keep it up. Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.